Throughout the year, WNBA players were demanding to be given credit for elevating the league. Angel Reese claimed that she was, along with their pretend friends in the mainstream media, they wanted us to believe that the WNBA was exploding in popularity. They wanted to keep all the credit for themselves while downplaying the impact of the only star in the league, Caitlin Clark.
With Caitlin Clark leaving unrivaled and Kelsey Plum stepping aside, all eyes are on Angel Reese to lead a league in turmoil. But is she prepared to step up to the plate? Or will the weight of her audacious claims and growing controversies bring her down? Angel Reese once boldly claimed that people watch women's basketball for her too.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Unlike the ambitious new 3-on-3 league, which began with promises of revolutionizing women's basketball, six-figure salaries, high-energy games, and equity stakes for players, a wave of withdrawals and PR blunders as their debut season draws near has left fans doubtful. Angel Reese's final marquee draw in the league, the stakes are higher than ever for Reese and the league as a whole. Can she live up to her claims? Or is this the beginning of her unparalleled unraveling? This is the moment when everything changes. Reese has spent the offseason in the news for all the wrong reasons.
Without a doubt, Angel Reese is the biggest star in this new league. Hell, she is the only star with unrivaled. There is not another player in this league capable of drawing a mainstream fly to this unknown turd. Whether it's fair or not, the success or the failure of this league, it is going to be directly tied to Angel Reese. Does Angel have enough drawing power to capture mainstream interest?
Does Angel Reese have enough charisma to draw in the general public? From her championship win at LSU to her renowned viral celebrations, Angel Reese claims that she has always thrived in the spotlight and has never hesitated to make audacious statements. "People watch women's basketball for me too," she said, solidifying her reputation as a divisive figure in women's basketball, but now without Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu. The time has come to demonstrate that Reese is prepared to take the lead, or will the strain reveal the weaknesses? Kelsey Plum or perhaps A'ja Wilson will share the load in an unmatched manner.
Well, now, jealous WNBA players will have the opportunity to earn that credit. Now, players like Angel Reese, they will be given the chance to test their star power.
With key players leaving the league, Unrivaled has given Ree the biggest stage, positioning her as its focal point and the player who is supposed to generate interest and followers. However, Reese's offseason has been tainted by distractions, including podcast appearances. Her poor shooting percentage of only 39% and inefficiencies near the rim are cited by critics as proof that she isn't prepared for the mantle of leadership, despite social media disputes and public outcry over her responses to criticism. After all, who would want to watch more brick shots?
Shooting 39% on the year. As a power forward, as a 4, as somebody who shoots within 5 feet of the basket on, let's say, 90% of your field goal attempts, that's not too good.
This is now about legacy rather than just basketball. Reese's charisma and attention-grabbing skills have frequently been linked to her claim to fame, but the stakes are raised when important players aren't there. Reese has no safety net. Everything she does will be watched closely, and every chance she loses might backfire on her, the league's success, and her reputation. The timing couldn't be worse. Social media has not been kind to Reese, with fans mocking her inefficiencies and wondering if she really understands what it takes to dominate at this level. Her recent practice videos, which were criticized for emphasizing flashy long-range shots rather than improving her near-the-rim game, have only fueled the fire.
The other recognizable name on the roster, Angel Reese, who has got to be absolutely terrified. It is not going to be a good Christmas for the villainous Angel.
I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on.
However, despite all the uncertainties, there is a bright side. For Reese, this is more than just another season. It's a turning point in her career. Her performance, or lack thereof, will not only shape her career but also determine whether Unrivaled can survive its shaky debut. The stakes have never been higher, and the question is still whether she can deliver when it counts. Ree has always accepted being underestimated. Her journey from a college champion to a professional player has been marked by moments where she defies the narrative.
The only chance that Unrivaled had to succeed, the only way that people would actually watch this new league, Caitlin Clark, she officially rejected their offer.
Caitlin Clark, she formally turned down their offer. Caitlin Clark's decision to turn down an unparalleled, historic offer was more than simply a decision. It was a declaration of the $1 million contract. She could have become the league's face thanks to equity stakes and promises of star treatment, but Clark's answer was just as important as her play. In doing so, she made it apparent to the basketball community what her goals were, and they weren't what anybody had anticipated.
ESPN reported that Caitlin Clark has officially rejected the generous offer. Unrivaled, though, they offered Caitlin Clark $1 million for 2 months worth of work. $1 million. Now that's $925,000 more than she is making in the WNBA.
When Clark declined, the shockwaves were immediate. Her reasons, which were surprisingly grounded, were that she needed a break from basketball. She shared that she needed to prioritize rest and development in order to cope with the toll of a nonstop schedule that started with her record-breaking college career and continued into a high-press rookie season with the Indiana Fever. The league ran an aggressive recruitment campaign for months, focusing on Clark from aligning with her trusted brand partners to signing her college best friend Kate Martin, who unmatched built a case to ensure her involvement. In a time when athletes are frequently pushed to their limits, Clark's self-awareness struck a deep chord with viewers. Her choice felt novel.
Basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast, and then I came here and was trying to give everything I could to this team and kind of move on and put all that behind me and help this team, get back to the playoffs. So I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting back.
The league's reputation suffered greatly as a result of Unrivaled's reliance on the so-called Caitlin effect, a phenomenon that saw record-breaking attendance and sold-out arenas whenever she performed without her. Fans felt duped, with some accusing Unrivaled of using Clark's fame to sell tickets they couldn't deliver on. The absence of their marquee star left a gaping hole in their marketing strategy and called into question their ambitious promises. But for Clark, the move was a masterclass in control. She not only preserved her brand integrity, but also strengthened her reputation as a leader who prioritizes long-term success over quick wins.
Caitlin Clark essentially told Unrivaled, "You're on your own. Good luck making it without me."
If Caitlin Clark, the biggest attraction in women's basketball, didn't see the value in her choice, who else would? If you've watched this far and are enjoying the video, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We understand that watching this video takes up some of your time, and we appreciate it. Now, let's get back to the action.
Gotta ask you a basketball question. Yeah. I know that you work really hard in the off season. You said yesterday you're always trying to get better. What's the thing that you're working on in this off season?
I think, honestly, besides the actual basketball skill part of it, I think getting stronger. That's what I'm focusing on. I'm in the weight room a lot, just building that strength. Obviously, it was hard going right from the college season to the professional season. You don't get to spend a lot of time in the weight room. So that's what I've tried to focus on the most here. And then obviously, a lot of things on the court. I'm always wanting to get better, and that's kind of what drives me, and I love it. I love getting to do it, and I feel very fortunate that it's my job.
However, Caitlin Clark's choice to turn down Unrivaled was regarded as a masterclass in Asian prioritization. Fans were left perplexed by Wilson's strategy soon after Clark's rejection was made public within a day. Wilson's camp revealed that her offer from Unrivaled was even more lucrative, a startling sum meant to garner media attention. But far from boosting her reputation, the action provoked criticism and debate.
A'ja Wilson is not playing in Unrivaled, much like Caitlin Clark's not. But there's been a story surfaced by way of Sports Business Journal that is baffling, and it is getting absolutely crushed right now because nobody believes it.
Wilson may have made a calculated strategic move by rejecting Unrivaled, but the timing of the leak raised questions. Fans immediately pointed out that nobody had requested that she divulge the specifics of her deal. The tale swiftly changed from applauding Clark's elegant departure to casting doubt on Wilson's intentions, which is energizing the main character in a narrative that wasn't about her making a joke about one social media user and encapsulating the criticism.
That's crazy because literally nobody asked, and sources close to Asia Wilson decided to answer anyway.
Wilson's rejection was another blow to the league's credibility, and more significantly, the public nature of the leak compromised the league's ability to control its narrative rather than focusing on the exciting roster it had assembled. Unrivaled had high hopes for Wilson, relying on her MVP status and star power to drive interest in the league. However, the leaked offer highlighted a deeper issue of trust, even though the league had promised to be a haven for women's basketball's elite. As the fallout proceeds, Unrivaled found itself dealing with yet another PR disaster. It is now impossible to overlook the parallel between Wilson and Clark, where Clark's choice demonstrated humility and focus. Unmatched struggles are still escalating, but Wilson's leaked offer sparked concerns about openness and intent. The stage is set for more drama.
Did you see how many people showed up to watch Caitlin Clark play golf? With actual attention economics at play, Caitlin's participation in any league has an existential bearing. Nobody outside of Asia herself cares about whether Asia shows up.
If Unmatched believed it could bounce back from Asia Wilson-Kelsey and Caitlin Clark announced just 6 weeks prior to the league's debut, Plum's withdrawal may have been the final nail in the coffin. As one of the league's first signees and a 3-time All-Star, her exit couldn't have come at a worse moment. Plum's decision shocked the basketball community.
Well, it looked like one player, like I stated, is definitely out of this deal. Now, that is Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum took to social media to let it be known she will not be taking part in the Unrivaled League. And this is shocking revelation.
Fans praised Plum's Instagram post about the importance of putting self-care first, but it also raised concerns about the league's viability given her captivating play style and contagious charisma. Plum was anticipated to be one of Marquee's most unique attractions. Her departure indicates a more serious problem, but losing her is more than just a roster change. It's a branding catastrophe. Why would one of the top stars in the league decline such a prominent chance? But Plum's statement focused on personal reasons. Fans and commentators conjectured about potential backstage activities. These suspicions were only strengthened by the time. The precedent her departure creates is much more worrisome. If one of the league's most marketable players, Plum, leaves, nothing prevents others from following suit. For Unmatched, Plum's passing is a difficult pill to bear. It's not just about missing her talent on the court. It's also about losing the fans' faith and enthusiasm as complaints about ticket refunds mount and social media criticism intensifies. This is a harsh reality. The league may already be losing ground on its goal of revolutionizing women's basketball.
This is going to hurt them significantly because Kelsey Plum is a staple in the basketball community. And for her to withdraw from this league, could somebody else be leaving as well?
For Unmatched, the hits simply never stop. With Caitlin Clark, what began as a groundbreaking idea for women's basketball has now turned into a warning story of overpromising and underdelivering. Kelsey Plum and Asia Wilson are all out. With its debut only weeks away, the league's bold promises of a fast-paced, 3-on-1 format, 6-figure salaries, and equity stakes for players were intended to track the best of the best, but now it faces its biggest challenge yet, proving it can still deliver a compelling product despite missing its brightest stars. Fans who purchased tickets anticipating a star-studded roster now feel deceived. They sold us a dream. One fan summed up the mounting disenchantment in a tweet.
Ticket sales was through the roof when they had that 22-minute video because they let it be known that Caitlin Clark was possibly on the way. They simply used Caitlin Clark image and likeness to sell tickets. Now, once Caitlin let it be known that she wasn't coming, refunds was coming. People wanted a refund like yesterday.
With 2 wild card spots blatantly left open, the league's roster reveal, which had been hailed as a historic moment, fell embarrassingly flat. It became clear that Unrivaled had relied on landing names like Clark and Wilson but had failed to seal the deals rather than displaying confidence. The league's ability to deliver the financial model is also called into question by the revelation of desperation, which leaves fans and analysts doubtful. Offering six-figure salaries and equity stakes, while depending on unproven revenue streams, raises concerns about sustainability and whether Unrivaled can survive without the marquee names it relied on to attract sponsors and viewers. One insider joked that if they don't get this right, Unrivaled could be unrivaled in failure.
These women is finna be beefing over this, bro, because with Nafisa Collier and Breanna Stewart being the face of this thing, relationships is definitely finna be at risk because we know they need people to play in this damn league.
Unrivaled is currently at a crossroads. It can either support the athletes it has and provide an exciting, high-energy product, or it runs the risk of failing as another women's sports experiment. The pressure is on, and the league's next course of action will decide whether it succeeds or fails. The league's ambitious debut is at a crucial crossroads with Caitlin Clark, but the story of Unrivaled is still being told. With Asia Wilson and Kelsey Plum gone, the once unmatched vision of transforming women's basketball has devolved into a battle for legitimacy. Fans are now doubting the league's sustainability and its capacity to fulfill its commitments after these marquee players left.
Once again, WNBA players are getting exactly what they wanted. Here is your chance to prove that you can make it without Caitlin Clark. Here is your chance to prove that you're all stars, instead of the reality, which is you're in the spotlight of the real star.
The identity issue lies at the core of this conflict. Will Unrivaled succeed with its current lineup by emphasizing high-stress games and underdog stories? Or will it falter under the pressure of unfulfilled expectations? Reese Angel. Although there is still hope for Breanna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, and other well-known figures to rally, the spotlight on them is harsher and more intense than before. The league must demonstrate that it can produce a product that is worth watching, one that lives up to the anticipation and respects the trust of its supporters. After all, an unmatched future rests on one thing: execution. Bold ideas and flashy marketing can only get you so far. Even if the odds may appear to be against it, sports are full of surprises, and the pressure and stakes could not be higher. Unrivaled's ability to navigate this pivotal moment will determine whether it becomes a cautionary tale or an inspiring success story. For now, the ball is in their court. What do you think? Can Unrivaled turn things around? Or is this just the beginning of the end? Redemption stories, unexpected stars, and unbreakable perseverance are what make basketball and sports in general so captivating. Please let us know in the comments by turning on all notifications and subscribing so you don't miss anything. We'll see you in the next one after you click the video on the screen.